Hey everybody, Chris Bond 21 here, and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. On the last episode, we started our trek through the Disney world as Aqua, but we ran into terrible game design where apparently Aqua is really bad at the start of the game. So bad that I couldn't even do like 2 fights without getting my ass kicked. It was really horrible how much little health I was taking from enemies and how much health they were taking from me. So I ended up cutting the episode in, well, half for me, and I ended up going up to level 20, making the rest of the episode an entire cakewalk. So this should make the first half of the game really easy, and they shouldn't have to do any level grinding. So hopefully level 20 should see me through to the end, with maybe a couple of little spots near the end where I might need to grind a little bit further to get to level 30, a little bit closer. We'll talk more about why it's important to be a high level as Aqua the closer we get to the end. So we are going to land in the Dwarven Woodlands, and I believe we've already seen a little bit of this world with Terra and Ven with dealing with Snow White. And we last left off when Ven was leaving. The old hag lady was coming to, well, seemingly heading towards the cottage, so Snow White probably got into a little bit of trouble with her, because she looked familiar, sort of, I guess, if you've seen Snow White. So let's take a look and see what that did.
What has happened here?
Poor Snow White. She was just as sweet as could be.
She sang us pretty songs.
And made us smile. At bedtime, she told wonderful stories. About falling in love with the prince she'd met.
And when we went to work, she gave us all a kiss.
She was so full of kindness. Why, she made better folk of all of us.
From what you've said, she must have been very loved. But how did this happen to her?
A wicked queen was horribly jealous of our dear Snow White's beauty. So she used her evil magic to change into an old hag. Then she gave Snow White a poisoned apple.
And by the time we got here, well, it was just too late. We found the princess as still as can be. Nothing we could do would wake her.
Isn't there some way we can help her?
Well, not unless somebody craves the vessel. I'll braves the castle.
No, you fools can stay here doing nothing. But I'm not afeard of going, not even to that witch's lair.
You'll never make it. The castle's supposed to be guarded by magic and crawling with monsters.
All right, then I'll go.
Bill?
I will. Leave it to me.
Well, all right, my dear. We'd be much obliged.
Alright, let's start getting the chest. I think they're all here. Oh, I wanted to see something. I noticed something. Is it... was I bugging? Alright. Where's the E in white? I didn't even notice that until the cutscene. I guess the HD version shows this better, but... yeah, it says Snow White, but... there's no E? Did they forget the E, or did they think it was spelled W-H-I-T? Huh. I never noticed that before. Also, I think you can talk to them. If you're going to the castle, watch out for them monsters. So, fun fact, if you've ever seen Snow White, I did when I was very little. Oh, good, we got Payback Search. I'll put that on now. It's a really fun movie. Well, it's a fun, movie because it's, it's very old school classic Disney stuff. But I don't really have anything cool to add here. I'll put Blind on just for the heck of it, and I put Payback Surge. That'll help us out. Yeah, so it's like fun. It's old school. It's really really old, but it's a fun little movie. And then the ending happens where she basically dies at this point. And I want to see if we can't go to the mine shaft. There's Aqua. We can just go to the castle. So I want to see if Cure is available for us. Yep, nice. I think we just found what I'm going to put into my command deck. Move back. Get rid of not there. Go to potions. Not potions. Go to battle command and then get rid of potion. Boop. No, not bind. Cure. There we go. That should make things a little bit easier now that I have the cure spell. I should probably put another one in there when we get to a later point. There's a chest down here by the river. Yeah, so anyway, the movie's all good. And then she dies. And it gets really, really sad, like really fast. And then they all get pissed off, the dwarves. And they basically charge and run after the old witch. And they actually go after her. And they chase her up like a mountain. It's really, really good. It's like really good stuff. But as a kid, it's definitely dark. It's really dark shit. So yeah, it just goes to show you that sometimes movies that are aimed at children have some really messed up moments. I know that that's not like the most messed up one. Apparently, there's a movie called The Black Cauldron, which for years everyone and their mother really wants to put in Kingdom Hearts, which I've seen it. I actually saw it when I was really young. I was never really afraid of it the way like some people say it's like the darkest Disney movie that they ever made. And I mean, yeah, at the right age, that movie probably could scare the pants off of you. But I watched it like a year or two ago. It's pretty good, actually. It is very dark for a kids movie, and it's not like your traditional Disney movies. Like if you showed somebody Cinderella and Snow White and then made them watch The Black Cauldron, you'd think that you were like in a totally different like genre of movie. Like okay, this like you'd look at Cinderella and Snow White and go like, yep, these are definitely movies aimed at my 4 or 5-year-old. But then you look at The Black Cauldron and be like, what the hell is this? But yeah, it's based on like a book I think. I don't know if it's a book series, but it's based on a book, and it's really really dark. Like, it's got a villain called the Horned King, and he's like a skeleton or something. He commands an army of the dead. It's just not a fun movie for the kids, basically. I mean, if you want to scare your kids, go right ahead. So it's like, although to be fairly honest, the way parents deal with their kids these days with scary movies, like things like that, there's really no caring anymore, is there? Because how many times I go to the movies, and I'm sitting in like R-rated horror movies with my friends, and I'm old enough to be there, but it's like I lurk next to me and I see these grown parents with their babies, these 4 and 5-year-olds that beg them to go see these movies, and I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with your kid that you want to see this stuff? Like when I was that kid, I didn't want to watch horror movies, not because I was afraid of them, because they were boring, because all it was talking and crap. Like where was the cool stuff? Like I don't know, maybe I was a weird kid, but like that's just how I dealt with it. Alright, we got another one here. I don't know how we're doing with leveling up. 83. I wonder if I can get another guy to attack me. Probably not. We're getting to the end here. Actually, we should be in the meadow. So maybe there's another couple of... Okay, 83. Remember 83. Yeah, not much. So yeah, we're not really doing too much. So this is definitely probably not going to level up in this level. Also, not that much in this level. Just got to go to the castle like we did with Terra. So yeah, this one's a short one too, because it's really just the cottage, this little meadow, and then the castle itself. So Ven got the whole world, basically, except for the Queen's Castle. He can't go that way. So yeah, like I said, certain characters can't go to certain locations. It kind of sucks that they all can't just go there at the end. And that's the other thing. Like, even when you beat the world and you go back into it, you can only ever go to the areas that you were allowed to go to. So even if, like, it said, oh, I can't go this way because of story-related item, eventually you won't be able to go there, period.
Is something wrong?
This castle. It's different somehow. And I can't find the princess or hear her beautiful voice. Was it all a dream?
Wait. You mean you know Snow White?
Oh, yes. We met once. It was a song that drew us together. Has something happened to the princess?
Yes. I'm afraid the wicked queen tricked her into eating a poisoned apple.
I must go to her. Where is she?
In the woods, guarded by 7 kind dwarfs.
I will find her. Perhaps there's a way I can help.
Also, I got a weird question here. So if he's the prince of this castle and the queen is the queen of this castle, then wouldn't that make her his mother? So shouldn't he be like, whoa, 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 what did my mom do? Like she cursed my girlfriend? Like, the hell, mom? Like that's what happened in what is it? The movie that this is referenced in, Enchanted. Enchanted. I would I would love if like they announced one day that Enchanted was in Kingdom Hearts. Like if Kingdom Hearts, I know it's probably impossible that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to get it because I think they've already said that the Pirates of the Caribbean world is the one live action one we're getting. So they kind of ruined any chance of there being anything else. But yeah, if Enchanted was in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'd be the happiest person in the universe. For those that don't know what Enchanted is, it was a movie from like 10 years. Wow, 10 years. God, I feel old. Yeah, with Amy Adams, James Marsden, Susan Sarandon, and Patrick Dempsey, and it's like honoring all the old classic Disney movies like Cinderella, Snow White, and Sleeping Beauty, and it's partially animated for like the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then it goes into live action. So Amy Adams is like a princess in like this made-up land, and then she gets transported to the real world of New York City where she meets Patrick Dempsey. And basically it takes elements from like all the old movies. So like Susan Sarandon turns into an old hag and tricks her into a well, similar to like the apple thing from Snow White. But yeah, in that version, Sarandon is James Marsden's mother, and that he's the prince. So the prince that Amy Adams' character falls in love with. So it's supposed to be like this, I guess, the Snow White thing. So I'm just wondering, like in that movie, they make it very clear that he's pissed off at her when he realizes that she's doing stuff to Amy Adams. She's like, "Whoa, mother, what are you doing?" And then, I think it's his stepmother in that, but still, like, shouldn't the prince in this one be like, yo, whoa, what the heck, mom? Like, I always got confused with that. Even when I watched it as a kid, I was like, wait, so the prince is the prince, and the queen isn't, like, don't they talk? Don't they have any sort of, like, I don't get it. Like, in Enchanted, they say, oh, Sarandon's character, the queen, was nervous that Amy Adams was going to come in and take over the castle, because she'd be the next in line, and she'd be ousted. So I guess that makes kind of some sense, but seriously, that was kind of a weird thing. Also, the prince in Snow White is like the biggest waste of space ever. In fact, to be fairly honest, the prince in all 3 chapters, in Maleficent, in Sleeping Beauty, in Snow White, and Cinderella, the princes suck because literally they're all just named the prince. They have no names, they have no characterization, and they have nothing really. They're blank slates of nothingness. Which is why I do tend to like it when like they make the live action movies and they try to add more characters to them. So I mentioned in the last episode the live action Cinderella movie. They did a really good job with fixing the holes in that story, giving the prince an actual name and actual character. And I mentioned this a while back, but they poked fun at the whole meeting a person in one night and magically falling in love with them. I like that some of the newer movies are making fun of that whole trope because I feel like every movie from like the early days of Disney's fairy tale stuff was always like, oh, there's a princess and a prince, and the prince meets him and the princess meets him, and they're in love with each other after 2 seconds of staring into each other's eyes, and it's like the most unrelatable thing because some people think way too much on these things and realize how these movies screw up their kids because it's like, oh, you're teaching children that like you don't have to have meaningful conversations and relationships and thought processes when you're marrying or dating someone. Just look them in the eye, and if it looks good, you're good. And it's like the same thing with like Cinderella's thing. Cinderella's movie is all about like, oh, like if you believe in something, you'll get it. Like as long as you believe, you'll get what you want. So like Cinderella believed in a happy ending for herself and marrying the prince, and she got it. Her comeuppance and everything came the correct way, and the stepmother got what she had coming. But then people look into it and they're like, well, that's a terrible message to tell children. Like, oh, if they just believe, that's it. That you don't need hard work and stuff. That's why there's a line earlier where like Tara's like, yeah, I believe in dreaming, but I also believe in hard work because that's like another side of it. There's nothing down here, so I'm gonna head to the room. So I like how when they make the live action ones, they kind of change that around. Like the live action Cinderella did not go that way at all. They didn't even include that song in the movie. The one where like Cinderella like states her like beliefs and stuff. So I'm glad they did that. And there hasn't been a live action Snow White movie, at least not from Disney. The other studios did it.
Something's not right.
Yeah, because this fight was so much fun, it's worth doing twice. Yeah, so we don't actually fight the queen or the hag like they do in the movie, which technically in the movie, I think they just chase the queen up a hill and it's raining and stuff, and she ends up falling off the cliff, or they cause like an avalanche of rocks and the rocks kill her. I think that's what happened. I can't really remember. It's a very long time since I should watch that movie again just to double check on these things. But yeah, so we have to fight the mirror again as the final boss, which kind of sucks because we did this as Terra, so it's like, well, kind of a waste of a fight. And it's basically the same thing. He's doing the same thing where he does the memory match thing. You just got to get over to him, fight the right one. hit him a few times, he'll get stunned, land on the ground, and then you can take your free hits on him. Also, I'm doing much better than I should be because I'm way higher level. Magic Pulse did nice. I could use my Shot Lock and end this, like, insanely fast. Actually, I wonder if I can. Let's see if I can do that. Can I end the fight real fast? I don't even know if I can hit him enough. Yes, I can! Pathetic! That's right, game. You want to play the rules of making the game really hard? Well, I raise you one ass move and hand you level 20.
The queen is gone, my service done. Adieu, O victorious one.
Princess!
Oh.
That's so sweet. It's just like a miracle. Princess, why won't you wake up? You're awake! Ventus! Oh, it's a miracle! Terra! Master Ericus! Ventus is awake! Every waking is a new journey. Maybe Vent left because it was his time.
Alright, so we forged our D-Link with Snow White, even though she was unconscious. We got Treasure Trove, which may be stronger, and that's it for Dwarven Woodlands. Kind of short and kind of anticlimactic. They just sort of say the queen's gone. They don't even explain what happened to her. So yeah, and in the movie, they kill her by accident. Well, sort of by accident. Well, they're pretty much going to kill her because they're pissed off. But they lead her to this cliff, and it's raining, and then the rock slide happens, and I think she gets hit by her boulder and thrown off a cliff. I don't know why we couldn't fight her, or why we couldn't just have her sick and unversed on us, but, okay, I guess that'll work fighting the mirror again. I feel like that was, like, I don't know, to me, thinking about it, like, from a game perspective, from a game design perspective, I feel like they ran out of time, maybe, or they had plans to do something else, and they just had to scurry, because the mirror is, like, one of the few boss fights that repeat, like, really repeat, like, exactly. There's a few fights, like, we see like similar enemies, but there's usually a twist to it, and this one is like a legit carbon copy. So I feel like just maybe they ran out of time and they just couldn't think of anything good. maybe hitting an old lady was wrong. I don't know. Something to think about. But yeah, we're pretty much done with that now. I'm going to quickly open up the menu and check if that Keyblade is any better. Let's take a little look. Maybe it is. Yep, strength goes up, so I'm going to be putting that one on. And next time we will be tackling Enchanted Dominion, and we will finish up the princess side of the map for the last time. And then we will move on to Radiant Garden after that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on the next part.